there, Jenna Matlin. How are you doing today? I hope you are most well. So today in our tarot journey video here, we are going to talk about what is going on when you're doing a reading for somebody and you think that you are smashing it out of the park. You can tell it's accurate, you know it's hitting. And at the end of your reading, the person that you're reading for crosses their arms maybe, and they're just like, yeah, I already know all of that, and you haven't told me anything that I don't already know, right? And that's like such an ego buster, isn't it? Because it's completely deflating, especially when you know in your heart that your reading is been really, really good and good information for the other person. So one of the issues why this is happening is that there is sometimes a disconnect between what a tarot practitioner knows how a tarot reading works, and often the popular cultural zeitgeist around what it means to get a reading or to have a psychic or a diviner giving them information. And sometimes that expectation is that that person is going to be wowed by information that only they can confirm, or that you're telling them like new secret information that they couldn't otherwise possibly know, right? And this is sometimes what I call the show, like, ooh, the psychic show. She told me that I won the lottery last Friday, and I did. Oh my God, it's so amazing. But if you use tarot like I do, which is tarot is not as much of a prediction tool, it can be, but it's more of a tool for intervention. Then we can see how the expectation of being told information that you already know is actually the good, could be a good sign of a good reader using her talents to your greatest good and well-being. So if you excuse me, I have my little like talking points on my phone I will be referring to throughout this. So so I'm going to kind of go through a series of reasons as to why we're not being given new information. And there have been times where I've done a reading going, I need new information, what's going on here? And the reading's like, we're not going to talk about that. We want to talk about these other things, and here's why. So one of the things when we are not being told anything that, that is new, is that the information that's being presented is being presented as an affirmation to reassure us that the thing that we may have known deep in our gut to be true, but we weren't sure, or maybe we were even being gaslighted in some way, is coming up in the reading and saying, no, 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 what you know, what you believe, what you've been feeling is absolutely accurate. We need to double down on this. And you've been questioning it. So we're going to put it right here on the table so you can no longer need to feel the burden of proof of this. And then usually that comes not along, not just with, oh yeah, this is absolutely true, it's going on, but also here's some possible affirmations for you to move forward and some advice on how to move forward. As a reader, to tell somebody something that they already know is far, far harder to pull off than some malarkey about what's going to happen 10 to 20 years from now. It's really easy as a client to immediately confirm that what I'm seeing and what I'm saying is accurate and it hits. Whereas I could spend the whole hour talking about the color of your aura and how some dude named Bob is going to show up in 8 years. You can't confirm any of those details. Yeah, that may not be stuff you don't already know, or you don't know that, but at the same time, who knows? Is it true? Is it not true? Am I going to ask for $1,000 to make a candle for you? I don't know. But if I'm telling you that your child is having problems in school, which is an instant confirmation of the reading and my capacities, I think that's a wonderful confirmation. And it's something that you could immediately hook into. Sometimes a reading, if a reading isn't telling us like anything beyond what we're already knowing, it's the reading really saying, you need to pay attention to this. You are ignoring this. You are denying this. There are no more easy cards left on the table. This is it, buddy. This is it. And you have got to look at this. And we are not going to let you give you the cookie of the prediction of the reading where you're no longer having to deal with this problem. Oftentimes, this is something that comes up with someone who's trying to avoid something that's difficult. For example, say someone is in a difficult divorce and it's been dragging out and it's been really hard, and maybe they're not doing what they need to be doing to kind of finish it, but they come in wanting to know about, well, when am I going to get married again, or when's my next boyfriend going to come? And the reading is like, we are not even going to talk about that yet, girl, because we're going to talk about the divorce you need to finish. What is going on with that? We need to focus on this, because if we give you the cookie of the future state, but you're not doing anything about the current state, these two things are connected. That means that that future state may not ever occur, because you are so hinged on that future state happy ending that you're not actually doing the work you need to get you to the happy ending. And so the beauty and the wisdom of tarot is often to call attention to those things that are being patently kind of swept under the rug or denied or ignored, because these are the hard things. Tarot forces us sometimes to look at the hard things. Another reason why we're not getting new information is that there are no spoilers allowed. The present process is so incredibly important that the ambiguity one feels is tied to the new process or transformational element. Oftentimes, as an example, again, I'm going to use love because that's what I get a lot. Someone is going through, who's single and says, well, I want to know when Mr. Right's going to walk through the door. And I've seen the tarot do this so many times. The tarot's like, I absolutely will not tell you that, because if I tell you, yes, this dude named Jim is coming, it's going to be in April, you're going to sit home in your sweatpants until March 30th, and then you're going to throw some clothes out on, and then April 1st you're going to go out and go, where's Jim? So the tarot, knowing that you may have the tendency to do that, will not tell you, no spoilers. It is part of the journey that tarot is invested in, not just the destination. And this isn't true for everyone, but it does come up when that is the particular issue or resistance of that client. As I tell a lot of my clients with a smile, like, what do you think, Jim is going to deliver your pizza? He is not coming. Like, you have got to get yourself out there. And it's not easy. It's rough out there, but that's part and parcel of this journey for you in your own spiritual and personal development. Sometimes if we ask a question and the tarot isn't giving us new information, it's because the question is completely unimportant. Especially if that future tense question is like hinging on action or inaction by the client in real time. It's just saying, yeah, I'm not going to answer that. That's not important. Sometimes we're not getting new information because the matter is still in flux, and I have seen this, where the decision either way is so 50-50, and there are so many other variables involved that are currently in flux in terms of making that decision, that tarot literally cannot make the call, cannot call it at that time. And so, as I always say, as frustrating as all of this is, that my job as a reader, I'm only entitled to ask the question. I'm not entitled to the answer. That's not how it works when we're working with divination. That's not how it works when we're working with universe in these symbolic ways. I'm not entitled. Anything that I get, any crumb that I get that's helpful, I receive with gratitude and maybe sometimes frustration. You know, I'm human. I'm like, why is this coming? But the thing is that I'm not entitled to get the dossier of the full account of whatever it is, even though I may want it. That's just not how this stuff works. And sometimes the reading can't call it. And so instead of going, well, that reading sucked or that reader sucked, there could be a lot of bigger pieces in motion that are creating the ambiguity that is still in play. So sometimes the cognitive dissonance between what a tarot reading does and what someone may be looking for is really just a management of expectations. Oh, yes. And then finally, I have seen the tarot, if we ask the tarot the same question over and over and over again, even though nothing else has changed except we're getting anxious, I have seen the tarot respond in a way that looked like it was annoyed. So it's like, yeah, no, I'm not telling you. I've already said this. I've already covered it. You've got to wait. You've got to sit with this discomfort. I'm not going to repeat myself. I've seen the tarot do that. So oftentimes when we ask questions of tarot, there's an expectation of like, why am I want to know this thing, and why can't you tell me this thing that I don't know? Is that sometimes questions come from places like fear, ego, anxiety, or loss. And a lot of times that's coming from very emotionally loud places. And these places don't feel so good. So sometimes it's best for us to take the tarot's lead on this. So if tarot is specifically not giving us new information, if tarot is specifically not going in the direction we want to go, instead of getting angry about that, which is valid, I'm not going to lie, that's not invalid. We can say, why is a tarot not allowing me to have the peak that I want? What is going on here that I may need to be more finely attuned towards, rather than just the thing that I want? Because sometimes tarot is, you know, it's like medicine. It's like gonna give us what we need, even if we don't want it. So that's some of the reasons why I have seen tarot really not answer things that people have wanted, or have repeated the things that people already know. So if this has happened to you when you've gotten a reading, think about whether they fit some of the other categories I talked about. And if you are a reader giving a reading and someone says like, well, you didn't tell me anything I didn't already know, here are some things to maybe share with them so that they can maybe manage their own expectations in terms of what a tarot reading is capable of, and not only capable of, wants to do. I can't force the cards or the universe to tell me what I want to hear. I can only just say, thank you. Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, thank you very much for that information. And that's the beauty of tarot. It's not a robot. We are not Zoltan. Tarot reading is not like an obedient dog that's just going to go and fetch whatever we want it to fetch. It's so much more mysterious and wise and beautiful. And if we can remain open to that and help the people that we read for to be open to the ambiguity and the ineffable mystery that is divination and tarot, then I think we can get to a really wonderful place. So I hope this was helpful, and have a great day. You know, subscribe if you like. If you've got some comments about, you know, has this ever happened to you? You know, how did you handle it? How did you see it unfold? I'd love to hear your stories. All right, again, my name is Jenna Matlin, and you can find me here on YouTube or on my website, which is under my name, Jenna Matlin, or on Instagram, I'm there often, Jenna Matlin. Jenna Matlin everywhere. So take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.